Hi guys, Alex outside Anfield. Liverpool beat City 1-0 in a result that probably damns our title chances. So I'm going to run down 5 things that we learned from the game. I think the first one, right at the very start of the game, 10 minutes in, we need to get better at not conceding those silly goals. It was preventable. It was a well-worked goal, but you can't help but feel if Zabaleta was tighter on the man, if Stones and Otamendi are tighter on Wijnaldum in the middle, if Bravo dives quicker, that's a goal conceded. There's maybe 3 or 4 in the run-up to that, mistakes that were made, things that could have been prevented if we were more disciplined, more focused, and not so arrogant as to assume that Liverpool are going to let us make it easy for them. They're not going to play that way, and we need to learn better from that. We need to get better, because how many times this season has 1-0 that could have been 1-1 or 2-1s that have become 2-2s, and today a 0-0 that became 1-0 and has cost us a point and almost certainly cost us any hope of being seriously involved in the title race. Point number 2 is not a new lesson. It's something that we've all talked about throughout this season several times, but we're looking at the back 4 or the back 3, whichever way Pep wants to play it, needs some sort of fresh impetus. Today we saw Kolarov and Zabaleta, and not for want of trying, but not for lack of effort, but just for lack of ability, just been able to get up and down those fullbacks, those wings all day long. They just can't do it anymore. And we're looking at Zabaleta go off, he looks battered. We're looking at Kolarov not being able to track back like he used to, like he ever did, perhaps. And I'm thinking, we need to go get someone new, and maybe January is the time, maybe it isn't, but I'm saying if Pep isn't going to look at Maffeo, he's gone out on loan, Angelino doesn't give him the chances. Who else have we got? Gael Clichy isn't young enough either, Sagna isn't young enough either. I think there needs to be someone in there to come in and help give us that boost, to stop us giving away those silly goals, to stop us conceding unnecessary points, because it is costing us big time, it's cost us a title race, and it's going to cost us the Champions League later this year. Okay, lesson number 3, it's all about tonight. I thought it was all about how Klopp reacted to the way City play. He adapted Liverpool's style of football, letting them sit back, letting them contract defensively when City have got the ball, and using their pace to beat those knackered fullbacks, Zabaleta and Kolarov. That's where they won the game. That's how they created their chance, and it's how they created chances later on in the game as well. And it's cost us big, and even better sides will do it to even greater effect against us. And we need to learn how to react to other teams. Pep Guardiola talked midweek about how he'd gone to go watch Liverpool play Stoke and do his homework. Liverpool aren't going to play the same way they play against Stoke as they play against Manchester City, and I think Pep Guardiola, as much as I love you, Pep, you need to learn that every team plays differently. Every manager in this league reacts. Jurgen Klopp is superb at adapting to his opponent, and it took Pep Guardiola 80 minutes to adapt to Liverpool today, and it just is too little, too late. We need to work teams out sooner, and that is how we're going to see a change for the better. And lesson number 4 is a lesson on the little man, Raheem Sterling. Now, we all love Raheem. He's a player that's really grown into Manchester City this season. He's had some superb moments, scoring some really important goals, creating some chances, looking better and better down the wing. Today, we didn't see Raheem Sterling at his best, and it rings of his demons. He's always got demons against Liverpool, and we've seen that in the past, and no one can blame him for that. But we also saw them here at Anfield last season. We saw them at Wembley for the Cup final, where he wasn't at his best, and he's got something about it. And the Liverpool fans, as soon as his name comes up before the game, they boo. As soon as he walks out the tunnel, he boos. Every time he comes onto the ball, he boos. And you can't help but feel that he's getting to him. And he's a young lad. He's got so much pressure on him. I certainly couldn't perform to my best with 40,000 people booing every time I get anywhere near the ball, and I can't blame him for it. But he's got to learn from it. He's got to get better. Other players in the past, James Milner got a poor reception from City fans today. He didn't let it bother him, and he put in a pretty decent performance. And Sterling needs to grow up. He needs to get better and learn how to deal when it's not going your way, and when you're getting booed, and when you're the bad guy. And finally, guys, at number 5, this one is a lesson that Liverpool learnt last season. It's maybe, I don't say this very often, maybe it's a leaf out of their book that we can take. We need to give Guardiola more time. Now, I've criticised Pep in the video. I heard on the terraces today a few fans giving Pep stick, and they don't represent the majority, but there is growing criticism around the man. And we need to remember back to the start of the season, back to when Pep joined, we all said, we'll top 4 and a decent run in the Champions League, we'll take that this season. And now, it looks like that's going to be what we get. And I think we should not accept it. We should be asking for better, because the performances haven't been good enough. But look at Jurgen Klopp. He's flying with Liverpool this season. They did an all right job today, and they've done a great job over this season. They're going to be in the title race. Now, Jurgen Klopp, after 6 months, was struggling at Liverpool. He wasn't getting the results, and people were giving him stick. And maybe with Pep Guardiola, it is right to criticise the man. He isn't perfect, and he's not, a god that we can't criticise. But equally, give him some time, because in 18 months of Manchester City management with Pep Guardiola, I can almost guarantee he'll be way ahead of 18 months of Liverpool management with Jurgen Klopp. So keep the faith, stay calm, get angry about this result. It is hard to take, it is frustrating, but don't let it cloud your judgment. Let's stay calm, on to the next one and the next game. I want to know your top 5 results. I want to know the lessons that you've learned and the ones that I've missed out in the comments. This is BlueMoonRisingTV. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time.